Welcome back. We're going to do some jerk chicken today. I said chicken. That's fine, we'll let that go. We're going to do some jerk chicken today. We're going to use chicken thighs. Really great cut for jerk chicken. Great on the barbecue as well, very forgiving, always stays nice and moist, doesn't dry out like chicken breast does.
Skin on.
Skin on, absolutely, yeah, skin on. So we're going to poach it first of all in foil. And I'll talk a little bit more about that later on as to why we do it that way, and then we'll give it a toasting over the coals before we take it off to eat once it's cooked through. Let's have a look at the ingredients. We're going to do a jerk. There are probably as many jerk recipes as there are households that cook jerk chicken traditionally. So comments welcome. I'm always looking for a new recipe for jerk chicken. This one is a soy sauce based one. I've used lots of different versions, oil-based ones with onions or spring onions. The onions are really important here because they're a little bit of taste in there, but they're the medium that carries this flavour around the chicken and holds it close to the chicken as you're cooking it. Scotch bonnets. Shout out to Trevor Williamson. Trev's a very good friend of mine. He grows these. Unfortunately, we don't have any of Trev's left, but Trev and Deb, I should say. Sorry, Deb, missed you out there. Trev and Deb in their greenhouse grow these things to the size of grapefruits, and they're absolutely delicious. They're very good. But we're almost out. We've got a couple left, but I'm saving them for another thing. So the rest of the ingredients, we need the juice of a lime. We need some thyme. These have been stripped off. Try and keep the wooden stalks off. They're going to be chopped up nice and fine. We've got some pimento berries, allspice. This is very good. Some peppercorns. They're going to get smashed up. About half a teaspoon each of cinnamon and nutmeg, some dark brown sugar, as I say, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, and I'll bung the details of the recipe in the comments or in the details of the video later on. So we're going to get to work with this. Once these are all prepared, they need to go into the food processor, and they'll be ready to marinate. I don't marinate for too long. Why have I looked at the clock again? I'm mentioning time. So we don't marinate for too long. I used to marinate these overnight, but I found that these lost so much of their power that it was barely worth it. So I marinate these for probably 4, 5, 6 hours, something of that order, but not too long. So we'll come back when we've got a bit further along. Okay, this has been in the marinade now for about 4 hours, give or take. So it doesn't want too long in the marinade, otherwise the power of the Scotch bonnets will reduce significantly. And this is probably my favourite pepper in the world. The flavour and the heat of the thing is just phenomenal. So let's have a look at this. So this will be poached initially, all right? So we'll poach this in the barbecue in these little parcels. It'll get the chicken nice and cooked, and at the last minute, probably the last 4 or 5 minutes, we'll toss it over the direct heat to give it a nice crispy skin. But it needs to be cooked like this. The reason I do it in parcels initially is because the barbecue, the char grilling effect will kind of destroy the flavour. All right, so it doesn't want to be overpowered by the barbecue effect. So we'll poach it first, toast it, and then we'll bring it in. The other great thing about the parcels is that you will get a really nice jerk gravy that will grace any meal, including ice cream. So if you can save the gravy as you're undoing the parcels to toast the chicken to give it a nice crispy skin, extra bonus. All right, Lucas, give it a rest. So we'll parcel these up, and then we'll come back probably when they're cooking and see what they look like. All right?
How many of us are eating?
Just the 2. But these will last, so that we'll eat as much as I can manage this evening, and then we'll probably have some tomorrow and Monday, etc.
Perhaps Lucas would like some.
We're about ready now. Oh, Lucas, what now? Okay, give it a minute. We'll be with you in just a second. We're just doing the video, okay? All right. So we're going to give it a quick check of the thermometer. The golden rules are 55, 65, 75. those are the recommended internal temperatures for beef, pork and chicken in that order. So the chicken needs to be about 75 minimum, safe recommended temperature. So we're going to give it a check. So you come in here with me on this. Does he run away?
Yeah.
Okay, so just put that in there. So it's well cooked, and that's fine. It's fine if it's well over.
What was the temperature on it?
It was 90 odd degrees, and as long as it's past 75, and a good deal past 75, because it wants to be poached nice and hot. It'll soften the meat up really, really well. As you want to come in close here and have a quick look at one of these.
I wish it was smell-o-vision because it smells divine.
It smells really good. You can see there's a lot of nice jerk gravy in there as well. So that's the herbs and the spices and the chicken juice. That'll do really, really well. Just have a quick look at the grill setup here. So what I've got here is I've got the coals in one side of the grill. That keeps this cooking nicely at an indirect temperature, so it basically acts like an oven. And what I'm going to do now is lift this flap here. I'm not going to touch that because it's red hot. I'm going to lift this flap here and spread some of these coals around a bit, and then toast this chicken once I've drained off the gravy. Toast it.
Taking the chicken out of the foil.
Yeah, I'm going to taste. Yeah, I'm going to taste this out. Taste this out. For goodness sake, take it out and put it on the rack.
Crisp up a bit, don't you?
Yeah, yeah, and that'll give it a nice. And because it's been poached, it'll retain that really, really nice flavour. The thing with chicken and anything you're doing with the marinade on the grill, if it's delicate, you need to poach it before you cook it through. But this is about ready, so I'm going to get on with this. So because we're hungry.
Yeah.
All right. We're done. So I took out the chicken from the parcels, and I gave them a bit of a toasting on the coals, and this is what they look like. I'm so sorry you can't smell this. It's extremely. It's just. It's great. If there was one thing that I was asked to eat for the rest of my life to subsist on, it would be jerk chicken, and don't forget some really tasty jerk gravy as well. So that's going to be really, really good. It'll be all over my jerk chicken, that's for sure. And Caroline's made this really delicious mango salsa as well, fresh mangoes and a bunch of other stuff. The coriander and the mango are essential ingredients in that. And we've got a nice little radish salad going on the other side as well. So we're going to cut the video short really quickly because we're really hungry. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. And next week, what have we got next week? Ribs. We're going to smoke some pork ribs and do a few vegetable and halloumi necklaces with that as well. So that's something to look forward to, isn't it, kids? All right, it's all rock and roll, isn't it? Have a good time for the rest of the weekend, and we'll see you next time.